Hello, everybody. Good afternoon and good evening, and welcome here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. It's time for an episode of What's New. It's Saturday night. Yes. Anyways, this show, I've picked an album. I've picked a album that I've seen a couple of reviews for. I don't normally watch the reviews before I do my own, but I was looking for an album that I wanted to do, and so there's a couple reviews on this album that I thought were really well done. So I listened to the reviews, and this sounds like an album. At that time, it sounded like something I would be interested in doing, and so I listened to the album, and I did. I liked it quite a bit. The band's called Sheev. The album is called Eight's Alchemist, or spelled ATE apostrophe S. Released July the 11th, 2025. It's about 50 minutes or so in length. On the MS Audio production, it was produced, or not produced, it was recorded at MS Audio Production. It's on the Ripple Music label. The lineup includes Joshin Chadhay. I don't know if I'm spelling this right or pronouncing it right. Chadhay, a bass. Philip Voigt on drums, and Nitzan Sheps on guitar and vocals. So 8 tracks in total. I found this album to be very kind of doomy, a doom metal sound. Sometimes a little faster, sometimes a little slower. There was a little bit of the speed metal on a couple of tracks as well. Dark at times too, almost a black metal feel to it. But primarily I think of this as a doom metal. It's quite good. The instrumentation I think is very good. I like the heavy guitar and the slow melodic feel to the album. Not so crazy about the vocalists. They're kind of unmemorable. Nothing really stands out with the vocals that make it memorable. I think maybe after I've listened to it a few times, this is an album I think I want to get. It's on the list of albums I'd like to get. So I think maybe once I do get it and I play it more, I'll probably maybe warm up to the vocals a little bit more. So it starts out with the opening track, which is called The Alchemist. It's a short little bit. I wouldn't even call it a song. Obviously it is, but it has a really short duration, like about a minute and a half. There's a kind of a voice talking, like almost a narrative. There's a little bit of a background acoustic guitar and some synthesizers to try and fill and give it some fill at the back, but it's basically just a couple of different voices doing a talk part, but it wasn't bad. Next up is Martef. This is a good song. Maybe the front half I think is probably the best song in the front half. It's got a heavy beefy guitar riff, and then there's this kind of a second guitar that's a little bit higher in the pitch zone or in the scale zone, or whatever you want to call them. I'm not a guitar player. It's got some strong melodic drum parts to it, like kind of forward in the mix actually. I found this to be very doom metal sounding, very melodic, really heavy. The vocals are good, but not, like I said, not terribly memorable. I did like this track, like I said, probably my favorite of the front half of the first 4 songs on the album. Next up is King Mustard II. The vocals are a little more forward in this, a little more pronounced, I guess, if you want to say. It's got a subdued, slow, melodic feel to it. It does pick up pace, and the drums get more forward as it goes along. And then it gets even more, it becomes more melodic, a lot heavier build up, and it's kind of like picks up steam. So it's kind of like a train, a freight train that's going slow, that just slowly picks up speed. It's got a nice heavy melodic guitar riff, and there's a couple of solos and drum fills in there that kind of add to that. So they like to break it up a bit. It's not just one long dominated thing. There's a little bit of stuff going on. Pretty interesting track. Next song is called Elephant Trunk. A bit longer, almost 8 minutes here. It's got a, I would say this has got a kind of a scrapey Link guitar sound to it. I don't know if that makes any sense. Yeah, it's a little bit on the distorted side, the guitar. I wouldn't call it like, it's not a Hendrix-like distortion. It's just a little bit holding on to the notes maybe a little longer than normal. I would say this is a speed metal track. If I was going to kind of put it in a genre type, I would call it like a speed metal track. It's a moderate sound, not overly heavy, but definitely a metal sound to it. It's not like it's going from hard rock to metal. It's metal throughout. The vocals are deeper, but again, still kind of unmemorable. It's got a distorted guitar part that it uses throughout the track. I would say the bass and the guitar are more forward than maybe the other instruments in the band in the song, and it does kind of pick up more of a heavy doom sound as it goes along. So kind of starts out like a speed metal song, and then just it slows just enough and then becomes almost like a doom metal song. So very good song. I don't mind that as well. So the back half of the album, in my opinion, is a little bit better than the front half. I wouldn't say it's a fantastically better than the front half, but overall I think it's definitely a stronger back half. So the first track on the back half is Henry. Another really good track. I like this quite a bit too. It's got a heavy melodic guitar riff. The vocals are more kind of mainstreamish. The guitar riff and the drums, they become more kind of doomy and frontal as the song goes along. Nice catchy riff though, definitely that. Next song, probably one of the two longest on the album, both over 8 minutes, almost 8.5 minutes actually. Cul-de-sac is the track name. It starts out with that kind of Eastern sound to it in the opening, and then gets pretty heavy, pretty doomy sounding. Really catchy guitar riff as well. The vocals are at times almost a Nirvana-like sound to the vocals, which then kind of leads it to that kind of grungy feel. Now, I wouldn't say grunge is dominant on the song, but it comes to mind when I'm listening to the song for sure. Probably through points of it, more likely when it's with the vocals. Found a little more grunge sounding as he's singing than it did when it was no vocals. Yeah, very, very heavy song with some slow distortion to the guitar riff towards the end of the track. I did like this track. It was probably actually my favorite track on the album, despite that kind of grunge feel to it. Next up is, I'm not sure how you would pronounce this. I would say Toodalot. Or Toodaloot. That sounds probably like what it is. Toodaloot. Opens with the drums, then there's some really kind of heavy guitar riffing. Very doom-like track. One of the more doom-like tracks on the album. It's got almost a heavy, the riff is almost a machine gun-like sound to it. This song is an instrumental. I think it's the only one on the album. I don't remember any vocals on this, so I'm pretty sure it's an instrumental. Next up is Sabris, which is the final track on the album. Maybe the weakest track on the backside, but still a good track. Dark, heavy. The vocals are a little bit more background here and not memorable, so they're kind of almost indiscriminate. Slow, melodic, almost psychedelic sound to it. It's got a heavy riff, machine gun-like heavy riff to it. This track, of all the tracks, I think has got the most progressive sound to it as well. So that's the tracks. and the album from Sheev, which is Alchemist. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please hit the like and subscribe. If you want, you can make comments about the album if you've had a chance to listen to it. Highly recommend, give it a listen. If you like doom metal, you probably will like this quite a bit. I did. So anyways, we will see you all next Saturday night for another episode of What's New. Take care and have yourself a good one, and goodbye.